Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Garden of Sports Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Gardner, alongside my brother Jake.
Hello, everyone.
And we're back for Week 4 prep. We'll give you some waiver guys to add with starting off here with our weekly 5x5. We're going to go into some surprises of the week. We're going to do injuries, streamers, deep league moves, go into some buy lows, sell highs. And then, of course, we got the big banger of the week. And then we'll just wrap it up with a little bit of a perusing of the schedule for this upcoming week. So,
Perusing, nice.
Without any further ado, we're going to do our weekly 5x5 here. So I'll just start that off. So these are Jake and I's top 5 waiver ads for this week. Each of us are going to do 5. So my first guy, Carter Verhaeghe, forward on the Florida Panthers. 3 games played, 2 goals and 3 assists, 17 minutes time on ice this week. Had a very slow start the first couple of weeks, but over this last week he got back on track. They moved him up to the top line. He's on the second power play, and he's scoring some goals up there. So 23% owned, and this guy, he can score in bunches. So I think this is the time to start trying to get him before he really pops off.
For sure. I have Brandon Montour as my first guy off the board. 25 minutes, 39 seconds of ice time average. He's got 3 goals and 5 assists, 20 shots on goal. He's looking like the top option on the Florida blue line with Ekblad out, and he's only 32.3% rostered. So I don't know, this one league I'm in, he's getting an average of 7.3 fantasy points. That must be like a full point banger league then?
Wow,
like
yeah, I don't know how that scoring works out. That's crazy.
In our league, he's, like a 4.5, which is still really good.
Really good, yeah. That's crazy.
I feel like he's a must-add
scoring.
for this level of owned. And
yeah, he's definitely a must-add right now, especially with that time on ice, and I'm sure he's getting top power play and everything, top pairing. So, yeah, that's definitely a great move.
He's still averaging 5.8 in our league, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
My next guy, Anton Forsberg, goalie for Ottawa Senators. He's the number 10 goalie right now. He's performing very studly on a hot Ottawa team. He's only 22.5% owned. He had a 53 save game the other night against Florida, so he's really doing really good right now, and he might force their hand into making him be the number 1 starter because he's doing so good.
Dang. I'll have to check that out. I definitely struggling at goalie. Bennington's having another dud tonight, so
Ah, jeez.
I at least picked up the guy who we thought was going to split, who's now the number 1 goalie, Ullmark, but I'm still pretty weak at the position, I think, depth-wise.
Mm-hmm.
My next guy, Shane Pinto, averaging 14 minutes, 28 seconds of ice time, but the big thing here is 6 goals, 1 assist in 8 games. It's just kind of a guy that you grab while he's hot. He's obviously also got extreme talent, but it's low ice time, and just you gotta hope he keeps scoring, basically. And he's at the forefront of the race for the Calder Trophy right now, and 23% rostered. So I like him as a bare minimum stream, and I wanted to get your thoughts, Zach.
Yeah, I like him too. He's getting decent ice time, and he's getting good deployment, and he's doing really well. I mean, obviously looking like he's definitely worth a pickup, until further notice. I definitely think he should be higher owned right now. Based on how he's been performing, he's putting up numbers, so, until he stops putting up numbers, I think people should be picking him up.
For sure. Is he a long-term hold, though? That was kind of more what I wanted to get at, or is he just
I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to say that he will be, but I mean, for the time being, go pick him up. But I don't know. It's hard it's hard to really project anybody being like a long-term hold that's not drafted. You know what I mean?
For sure.
My next guy, Joel Farabee, 5% owned, top line, second power play in Philly. 1 goal, 1 assist in 2 games played last week. Starting to find his groove after a slow start. Looking pretty good. I thought going into the year that he's one of their best players, if not their best. So, chance to get this guy really low right now, and he could potentially could be like a really good scoring guy over the year. So, go check on him if you really need to pick somebody up for a streaming spot or are looking for somebody else to add. This is a good young player that could be a good guy to get right now.
For sure. My next guy, Hampus Lindholm, he's got a sexy stash, and he's also averaging 23 minutes, 44 seconds of ice time, 2 goals, 5 assists on the year, and he's in the top power play in it, so I think you can roster him with confidence moving forward. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of upside there because he's on that top power play and top pairing on such a good team in Boston with a bunch of good players around him. So I definitely think give him a look. In that ice time is really good. I mean, yeah, I would definitely be all over Lindholm if he's available.
Sure.
Geez, sorry about that, guys. My next guy, Kevin Hayes, he's 18% owned, also on Philly. Top line, top power play over there. He's scored in 6 of their 8 games so far this year. He's got 1 goal and 9 assists in their 8 games and 19 minutes time on ice average. So he's feeling it right now, and
Yeah, I thought he would be more owned by now.
He should be more owned. The guy's playing great this year. So definitely need to keep mentioning him because I think this could be a long-term hold here.
I definitely assumed just because we had talked about him, I figured other people were noticing him too. Other podcasts and whatnot, that he would be higher than that. Maybe, I don't know. Does he get hits or?
He does. He's a bit of a banger.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of, he does it all.
For sure. My next guy, my fourth guy here, Jaden Schwartz. He's kind of making a name for himself in Seattle. He is older, but he's getting 17 minutes of ice time. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists, and additionally 12 hits. So if you are in a banger league, and he has solidified himself in a top 6 role on the Kraken. So I think he's a great player right now. Until it seems like he just has this huge history of injuries. So at least for right now, you can run him. Yeah, pretty cool. You can run him right now.
I agree. I like this one, Jaden Schwartz. I've been watching him. I've been wondering about mentioning him the last couple of weeks of our episodes. I've been kind of watching him because I didn't really trust it at first, but definitely I'm willing to say at this point, go pick him up because I'm just skeptical of everybody on the Kraken right now, but I'd be going to pick up Jaden Schwartz if he is available because he's definitely their main goal scorer and he's their guy. So.
For sure.
And then wrapping up the 5x5 for me, I got William Karlsson, young forward on Vegas, young center. 18% rostered, 4 goals and 3 assists in 10 games played. He's on the second line and second power play, so putting up a decent little stat line there, and he's a decent little player. So give him a look if you're looking for some streaming, and he'll score you some points, well, possibly.
Possibly. Oh my gosh! All right. Thank you, Zach, for the possible points there with William Karlsson.
Well, that's all these guys possible. I mean, none of these guys are point per game. Well, I guess maybe.
Montour, dude, going crazy.
Well, I mean, that's a lock. That might be the play. Yeah. That might be the one pickup of the week right there. Right. Pickup of the year, maybe.
Yeah, maybe how he pairs the Ekblad when he gets back.
Yeah, if he
My
comes back.
last, yeah, true.
if
My,
if it's good.
oh no, get that as a soundbite.
Yeah, right.
My fifth guy on the board here, I kind of dug deep for this one. Victor Olofsson, forward on the Sabres. He is averaging 15 minutes of ice time only, but he's got 6 goals and 1 assist. I think he's another forward that you can roster while he's hot. And I wanted to get your thoughts, Zach, on him as well.
Yeah, I'm always, looking for a little bit of some Victor Olofsson on my team.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always a pretty good streaming option. He really at the end of last year was a kind of a pickup that in our championship week helped me, get me over the top that week because I did only beat you by a few points.
Yeah,
So,
subtle flex. That's
yeah,
great.
I've been looking at this guy since last year. He was a streamer that I've picked up multiple times last year and usually worked out pretty well. So never a guy I held on to, but he's a guy that I picked up when I needed points at the end of a week, and he usually was pretty reliable that way. So yeah, I'm definitely an Olofsson fan. It's a good little would be a good little move if you were looking to pick somebody up like that.
For sure. We did it.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
So we'll break into some surprises. Thank you, Emperor Palpatine, for that. So I'll start it off here. My surprise, and maybe a bit of a talking point. The Blackhawks winning games. Jake, what the fuck are they doing?
I just saw that the defenseman went down for a month, but
oh yeah, they just lost Seth Jones. Yeah, so that sucks. Yeah, they had a really hot start to the year, and it kind of sucks because I was already like in tank mode. What's the saying they're doing now? Tank hard for Bedard because Connor Bedard's the number one pick for the draft coming up, and that's the guy everybody wants. They're saying he's the best prospect since McDavid is what they're saying. So I was hoping the Blackhawks would lose so that they could try and get that guy, but it looks like they got other plans.
We've lost 3 in a row, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Looks like they already got back on track. Okay. But I was going to say it is fool's gold. Kind of frustrating me as a Blackhawks fan because they need to be losing for that top draft pick. Like I was saying, tank hard for Bedard. So yeah, kind of surprising. It just, those pesky Blackhawks always, never doing what you want them to do.
Well, I hope they tank for him too. I mean, trying this year. What the hell?
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I was. But yeah, that's my kind of little surprise. What do you got, Jake?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up Erik Karlsson. I think we got to give him mad props. I don't think in a lot of leagues he wasn't drafted.
Yeah, because he
was hovering around 50% rostered, but so maybe deeper leagues, but no one believed he would just take over that number 1 role on a crap team and just go crazy. He's the number 2 ranked defenseman. He's got 6 goals and 5 assists. This is pretty unreal, so I just wanted to highlight him.
He's looking great. He's looking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of believe it because the guy's got the pedigree. It's not like this is some random guy we're talking about. This is Erik Karlsson, who just 3-4 years ago was one of the top defensemen in all the NHL, and I just feel like he just couldn't really coexist with Brent Burns all that much. So that could have been the main problem when he went to San Jose. But obviously there's still something left in the tank there.
Yeah, definitely is.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'd kind of be all over this one. I'd be super happy if I did have him. I'd be trying to get him, I think, just because of that pedigree.
Yeah. Well, he's higher now. I just, he's my surprise. But
yeah.
Pretty insane.
All right. So now we're going to break into some injuries. So, look over these top injuries here. I'm just going to kind of scroll down and look for anybody. All right, so Arizona
Fantasy
Coyotes. Fantasy relevant, yeah. Arizona, Jacob Chikrin now is on injured reserve. He's week to week after a setback in his recovery.
Classic.
So that's awesome. So we'll see if he even plays for Arizona this year. He might just get traded immediately to another team, but we'll see how that goes. And then we got a Halloween injury. That's spooky. Charlie McAvoy on Boston Bruins shoulder. He ditched the non-contact jersey at practice Monday, and he will travel with the team for its 3-game road trip. Okay, so maybe he won't be out all that long, but he is on IR. And then, another Halloween injury on Buffalo Sabres. Ilya Bushkin out with a lower body injury. Won't play Monday against Detroit. Didn't play today. And then we got Calgary Flames, Oliver Kylington. He's been on injured reserve. And we got Carolina Hurricanes, Calvin DeHaan out with an undisclosed injury. Andre Kasha out. The Blackhawks, we got Peter Mrazek still on IR, but he's starting to skate again with his groin injury, so we'll be watching that one. Then the Avalanche, this is terrible, Jake. The NHL's top player, Valerie Nichushkin, day to day. So hopefully they get him back. Hopefully they get him back. What's that? Oh yeah. He's the top player right now in points.
He was.
Yeah. He will be again when he comes back.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Let the scrolls show. But anyways, he will be. It's looking like they're gonna have him back on Friday when they do their. They're playing in Finland with against Columbus on Friday and Saturday, and he'll be back with on those days. It looks like Friday and Saturday because he is gonna fly with the team over to Finland. So. He will be back, everybody. All right, then we got Columbus Blue Jackets, Nick Blankenberg on injured reserve with an upper body injury. We got Adam Boquist on injured reserve with a broken foot, so that's just terrible. Gonna miss 6 weeks. This one popped up here. Dallas Stars, Miro Heiskanen, upper body injury. He's going to be a game-time decision for Tuesday's matchup against Los Angeles.
Okay.
Florida Panthers, Aaron Ekblad, lower body injury. He's resumed skating, so maybe he'll be back sooner than later.
Okay.
And then we got Andre Palat with the lower body injury placed on injured reserve on Saturday. We got New York Rangers. Philip Hedl is day-to-day. Doesn't say what his injury is. Cam Talbot on injured reserve for Ottawa, but he has been participating in a full practice. So maybe he'll be back soon, which kind of sucks because I'm hoping that they stick with Anton Forsberg because he's been doing so good, but we'll see how that goes. James Van Riemsdyk on the Flyers will miss the next 6 weeks after he had surgery on a broken finger. Pittsburgh Penguins, Jeff Carter, day-to-day. Brandon Saad on St. Louis Blues, out with an upper body injury. And then Brock Besser is considered to be a game-time decision for Tuesday's contest against the Devils. So that's big news for Besser owners, hoping to get something from him this year. And then we got TJ Oshie on the Capitals, lower body out indefinitely. Doesn't sound good. And then no new news really on Nikolai Ehlers. So he's still out. And that's your injury news, everybody. And we'll just transition quickly over to streamers and deep league moves. So I'm just going to quickly read through a couple of these guys here. It's getting a little harder to find some of these guys to talk about because especially in our league, like all these guys are picked through. Like our league is so competitive. There's not much out there right now. And it's different every week, but people are really picking up guys in our league. So we got Tyler Mott. He's banging. and he's having a pretty good year so far on Ottawa Senators. He's got 2 goals and 5 assists in 8 games. Definitely a good streaming option there for the hits and stuff that he does. And then we got another Ottawa Senator, Artem Zub. He's a big bruising banging D-man, good streamer for a banger league. He'll always get you something in hits and blocks. Goalie Aiden Hill. He's the backup on Vegas. He's usually a decent streamer when he plays, especially this year so far. And then Stuart Skinner, back up on the Oilers. He's not my favorite goalie.
Skinner.
But he's doing pretty good this year when he plays, and he's got a hell of a mustache, Stuart Skinner. If you go look, Jake.
Okay.
You definitely need to check that one out. And I'm just going to keep going on here. Yeah, right.
The man breathes stacks.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then we got Matt Grizzlecheck, defenseman on Boston. He's doing pretty decent so far. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 5 games played. Looking pretty good. And then Lawson Krause, he's the best player on Arizona. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists in 8 games played. Definitely worth a look. Getting, even on a bad team, getting their best player. Never a bad thing to do. And then we got Jamie Oleksiak. He's a good banging D-man. Good streamer in a banger league. He'll always get you some hits and blocks most of the time. And then kind of a surprising one here, Caleb Jones. Got 4 assists in 7 games. He's doing pretty good so far, as well as the whole Blackhawks team. He could maybe be having a breakout year, Jake. I don't know. Is it a little too early to say?
I don't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, how many games has he played? Okay. No, he's a watch list guy. He's a watch
list guy. Very deep league move here.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of like my big streamers, deep league moves. Do you have anybody else you were kind of looking at, Jake?
No, I think you hit mine. I liked Tyler Motti and Matt Grizzlecheck. So
yeah, okay.
Those are my 2. For sure.
Perfect. So now we're going to break into way too early buy lows and sell highs. So we're going to start off with buy low here. Moritz Seider. Jake, what can you tell us about Moritz Seider?
Yeah, he only had 1 assist until tonight. He just got another. So 2 assists in the year. He just started really slow. I mean, position rank 95 for defenseman right now. He was a guy that you were keeping in keeper leagues. This is supposed to be the future. So just a really bad, I think, sophomore slump, and you just hope he breaks out of it sooner than later. But I think he's got all the talent to do so. So I think you could try to go get him. Try to buy low. Just hope that the guy has enough defensemen where you can pull this off. Yeah,
I would be trying to trade for him right now because I definitely really like him.
Send Carlson.
Yeah, that might be a good one. Yeah. And then Moritz Seider, be trying to go get him because that could be a top name by the end of the year. I mean, he was a number 9 defenseman last year.
Yep.
So I mean, the pedigree we believe is there. That was his rookie year last year, but we believe he's a good player. He looked great last year. So yeah, I believe what I saw last year, and I'd be trying to get him again. Next guy, Kyle Connor, only 1 goal and 3 assists so far on the year. That's kind of surprising to me because he lived and breathed points last year. So yeah, I would definitely be trying to get him because he scored almost 100 points last year. I don't believe anybody that ever does that is fluke. That's just so hard to do.
Yeah, I think he's another. There's slow starters every year, every fantasy sport.
Yep.
And this is your best chance to go get them before, they're hold the rest of the season once they have a good week. So,
yep.
I think you have a chance with him too, for real.
Yeah, definitely. Be going to try and make that Kyle Connor trade happen. That could be a league winner for you if you could get that through.
Would you trade a guy like Trocheck?
I think I would. Yeah.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah, I think I would. And then we also got buy low Toivo Teravainen. Very slow start. Only 3 assists on the year so far. This is a guy that usually is a very good assist numbers and good power play points.
Wow.
This is definitely way lower than he normally is. He's normally averaging well above 3 in our league. Jake, like 3.5 is usually where he's at. So this is definitely really slow for him. He could be a guy that you could probably pretty easily get for buy lows right now, because he's not like a huge name where I think people would be unwilling to trade him.
Yep, middle turn names are easier to get.
Yeah, this guy would definitely be the easiest to get of these 3, I think.
Yep.
But he's definitely very good. If you look at his history, the last like 3 years since he's been on Carolina, he's literally been that, just your reliable middle of the road player that you just don't have to worry about. That's how I usually describe him. So I would be trying to get him if I didn't have him. So
For sure.
And then we'll break into sell highs here. We got Eric Carlson. Jake gave you his insane numbers earlier in the episode. I think maybe, just because of the age and injury risk with him, I think maybe you could try and capitalize off of this, and he could give you a little bit of a haul, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, even if he didn't get hurt, he's going to come back down to earth a bit. He's not going to maintain this insane pace, like being one of the... I mean, do you think he could stay a top 10 defenseman on the year?
I don't know, because he's playing like Carlson from like 6 years ago, and I don't know if he's that guy anymore. Yeah,
if he could do it a whole year still.
Yeah, if he could. I mean, if this was like 4 years ago, I would say, oh hell yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe he can do it for a whole year.
Yeah, I'd love to sell him right now, especially you got him for free. Try to get something back that higher upside.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's peaking right now, maybe on the year.
Yeah, I agree. And then this next guy, oh my lord, Justin Falk. He's got 3 goals and 6 assists. He's the number 3 defenseman. He has no business being up there that high. I'd be trying to trade this guy because he's gonna come crashing down. This is a asteroid heading toward Earth right here, Jake. It's circling the orbit right now, looking for a way to sneak through the atmosphere and crash land.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's just never been this good. I mean, 7 average. I mean, I know we're like a half point banger league, but 7 points average is not sustainable by anybody really. So you could probably get a lot right now for him.
I don't know if you get a lot, because I think most people know about Justin Falk. He's been around forever.
I'll go after the new guy. Go for the new guy.
So we'll see. Yeah, that's what you do for sure.
Yeah.
But there's no way. I mean, that's insane right now. If you have him, you're benefiting from it, but that ain't gonna continue. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Would you trade him for?
I'd trade him for just about anyone.
Teravainen?
I don't know. It'd have to be for. I would probably want more back than just Teravainen, though. I don't know.
Dude, just based off said anyone.
Yeah, I know, but based off of how Teravainen's slow start and then Falk's so hot, you'd be trying to get a little more, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god! You're like, I don't know about that one. The first guy I say.
Yeah. Then we got Vincent Trocheck. He's got 4 goals and 5 assists. Sell high. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know. I'm a little more of a believer in Trocheck, I think.
But you believe he can average 5.1 fantasy points a game? I just don't think most forwards don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. He'll probably come down a little bit, but I still think he's going to be around 4. Still really good.
And he's like a injury-prone guy, right? He is
injury-prone. I don't know. He might have found the perfect team for him, though. They needed like that banging center.
All right. I just think you could get a haul with this performance so far.
Oh yeah, you probably could. You probably could get a decent
got him late.
Haul
back. You got him 11th round. You could try to get like a 6th or 7th round value. Try to get a top 100 player for sure. If you don't think Trocheck can stay in the top 100.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, these are our buy lows and sell highs. It's still kind of early to put these together, but see if you can make some of the trades like this happen, and let us know your trade ideas and give us your trade questions in the comments. So yeah, just we'll be looking for all your guys' questions. So now we're going to move on to the big banger of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of funny. Vincent Trocheck, he's our banger of the week. He had 21 hits for the most over the last week. Big round of applause for Trocheck. Yeah, thanks, audience, live audience.
My God.
Yeah, so Trocheck, good job. He's the banger. So now we're just gonna move on to the schedule here. And I'm just going to quickly peruse the schedule. We got the Washington Capitals. They have a Monday, Tuesday back-to-back this week. They're playing 4 games. They got Carolina and Vegas for that back-to-back. So not the easiest matchups if you're looking for goalies, if you're looking for streaming goalies. But then we got the LA Kings. They got 4 games this week. They also have a Monday, Tuesday back-to-back with St. Louis and Dallas. And it looks like LA is scoring a bunch of goals on St. Louis. Is that true, Jake?
For what game?
Is Binnington? You said Binnington's doing bad tonight?
Yeah, he was. He was like negative start. Yeah, negative 2.5. They lost 1-5.
Yeah, LA. So LA scored a bunch tonight, but they got Dallas tomorrow. That's not looking great. But then we got the Florida Panthers. They have a Saturday, Sunday back-to-back. LA and Anaheim, I would definitely be looking for the Panthers backup goalie, what's his name? Spencer Knight for that Anaheim start. I would definitely be looking for that. It's top streaming option this week. We got the Red Wings with 4 games. They got a Saturday, Sunday back-to-back against the Islanders and the Rangers. I'd probably be staying away from that one. And then we got the Carolina Hurricanes, 4 games this week. They got Thursday, Friday back-to-back with Tampa Bay and Buffalo. So I'd be looking for the Carolina backup against Buffalo on Friday. That might be the play of the week. We'll just have to see how the rest of this goes here. We got the Buffalo Sabres. They have a Friday, Saturday back-to-back with 4 games this week, but the back-to-back on Friday, Saturday is Carolina and Tampa Bay, so I'm probably staying away from that one. Wow, not a lot of good back-to-backs this week. We got the Anaheim Ducks with 4 games. They're the last team with 4 games. They got Saturday, Sunday, they got San Jose in Florida. I'd be looking to see which Anaheim goalie has got the San Jose game on Saturday. That one would be interesting to me. I'd be looking to see if maybe they play their backup on the first game of the back-to-back. We'll see. Sometimes teams do that. That might be the play of the week against San Jose. And then what was the other one? Spencer Knight for the Panthers against Anaheim on Sunday. That might be a sneaky good one there. And then we have a team with 3 games, but it has a back-to-back in the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have 3 games, but they have a Saturday, Sunday back-to-back against Boston and Carolina. I don't know the Maple Leafs backup, but maybe take a look and see who it is, and might be an interesting one to stream in there. Oh wow, there's a couple 3-game back-to-backs. Okay, so we got the Pittsburgh Penguins. They have a Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back. Boston and Buffalo, Pittsburgh. So maybe be looking at Casey DeSmith for that Buffalo start on Wednesday. That might be a sneaky good one. And then we got the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, no, this is bad. But, and nevertheless, I'm going to mention it. Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back with New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, so I think you don't want to be picking up the Philadelphia Flyers backup for either one of those. So, yeah, that's your back-to-backs for goalie streams. No, it's not. I'm sorry, I spoke out of turn. But then we got 2-game teams. Then the Avalanche and the Columbus Blue Jackets have 2 games this week, but they have a back-to-back on Friday, Saturday. So they're playing each other twice in a row on Friday and Saturday. So might want to look at the backups like Pavel Francouz for those games just to take a look. But yeah, not the greatest schedule though because it's still only 2 games, but you will be getting the backup goalie for one of them. So maybe take a look at Pavel Francouz this weekend, whichever one he gets the start for. And then all the rest of the teams with 2 games this week, Winnipeg, St. Louis, and Minnesota. So probably be staying away from those teams this week. And That's your schedule, everybody. And is that also the episode? I think that's the episode.
It's a wrap.
All right. Well, hey, thank you all for listening again. And just that weekly reminder, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and leave us your comments down below. Tell us, how we're doing. Ask us any questions you might have about your fantasy teams. Any trade ideas or trades you're trying to get to go through. You can have us look at them, tell you what we think. We'll give you our honest opinion. And just whatever you could think of to ask us, just don't be afraid to ask us because we'll get back to you. We promise. And yeah, so also go follow us on our social media. We got Facebook, facebook.com/Garden of Sports podcast. We have Instagram, instagram.com/Garden of Sports. And we have Twitter, twitter.com/GOSpod 2021. Thank you for listening, everybody, once again. And we'll be back here next week with a fresh new hockey episode. See ya.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone.